And my part of this presentation really is to do a brief introduction for those of you that might not be familiar with SCBNA about, what SCBNA is. Then talk a little bit about our conference and how it integrates into our scavenger hunt activity. And then I'll pass it on to Jumana so she can cover the activity itself, including the platform that we'll be using. So it's likely because a lot of you are part of the chapter that you already know what SCBNA is. But for those of you that are not super aware of what it is that we do, why we exist in the first place, we are a professional society that's dedicated to advancing the science and practice of conserving Earth's biological diversity. That means that we support anyone and everyone engaged in conservation in North America. For us, that means the US and Canada, although we are part of the International Society for Conservation Biology, and we collaborate with other regions, including Latin America and the Caribbean, which hosts our neighbor to the south, Mexico. Yes, we know that's part of North America, but not for the purposes of how things are distributed across SCB. We do a number of different things to support conservationists. We host professional development opportunities like this activity. We also have webinars, skill building workshops, and education webinars. There's a variety of things that we do. So I encourage you to look at our website to get a better sense of, all of our different offerings. In addition to that, we host a number of research and publication journals that are available to both members and non-members. And then in addition to that, we also host a biannual conference. That is our biggest event. It brings most of our members together to share research, best practices, and just to interact and network, usually at a cool location. And the next iteration of our Congress is actually taking place this summer in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And for the first time ever, we're going to co-host it with the Society for Ecological Restoration and the Society for Ecological Restoration's Midwest Great Lakes chapter. So this is a tri-society conference. It's going to be big. We are trying to bridge the worlds of conservation and restoration in a way that we haven't done before. And we already have a number of really cool proposals and submissions that have been accepted into the program and more coming in, as we reach our abstract submission deadline this weekend. So this is going to be a really cool event. And we're hoping to integrate unique elements to the conference that are going to resemble this scavenger hunt and that are going to touch on some of the interests that our members have expressed in the last few years, including education-centric events, arts-based events, and so on and so forth. You can visit our website to learn more about the conference itself and learn more about those unique conference elements that I mentioned. But the reason that it integrates into the scavenger hunt is because we're going to be offering registration discounts to the winners of the scavenger hunt. Our current thinking is that we'll offer waivers to both the winner of the individual participants, so there's folks that registered on their own. Whoever's a winner in that group will get a registration waiver. And for teams, we'll offer registration waivers for all members of the winning team. And we have cab teams at 4 individuals per team. So that will be 4 registration waivers. So I hope that's an additional incentive for you to participate. But ultimately, the goal of the scavenger fund really is to connect folks within our network, specifically chapters, so that you get to know one another and then participate in some additional opportunities in the future. I'll end by saying that if you have not joined SCPNA, we always encourage you to do so. We have a free associate membership that is available to everyone in our society that gives you a ton of different benefits, including discounts to the conference. So if you get one of those waivers, you'll get an even greater discount to the discount you would already get as an SCB member. So I encourage you all to join. And now I'll pass it on to Jumana to talk to us about the actual scavenger hunt and the platform that we'll be using.
Well, thank you very much, Bernie, and welcome again, everyone, to, I guess, the official kickoff for the SCBNA scavenger hunt. So this portion of the presentation will just be going over the platform itself. So we will be hosting the scavenger hunt on Slack. Is anybody unfamiliar with the platform? I'll say that first, and then maybe I'll show you how it works, and hopefully everyone will find themselves very comfortable with it. But yeah, if there is anybody who is unaware of the platform itself, I hope that this walkthrough will shed some light on how we'll be expecting submissions for the tasks that we have outlined. So when you receive the registration link for this Slack or the platform we'll be using for the scavenger hunt, you'll have access to this page, I'll say, and I will bring your attention to the left side of the screen here, which organizes all the information on the left side of the page here in the navigation panel. The bottom hashtag, which will be labeled as welcome and overview, that's where you'll get all the information and also access to this chat, which will be a space for all the announcements. So, of course, people can maybe perhaps contribute some words of encouragement or anything like that. Like we're really hoping for people to connect and, of course, have fun. And I really appreciated some of the introductions we had earlier that people were looking for exactly those two things for connection and to have fun through this activity. And I really hope that this will provide just that. So once you click Welcome and Overview, this tab is probably likely the most important, and it will provide you all the information, including the purpose of the scavenger hunt, of course, but also the rules. You can navigate to the information tab at the top here. It is the canvas, as this is called, will once clicked will give you all the information that you need for the scavenger hunt itself. Of course, a description, and the time frame, which, if you don't know already, will be 2 months, starting April 1st of this year and then ending on May 31st. So we would hope to have all submissions for the challenges or the tasks that I'll show you the list of in just a moment. That should all be submitted within this time frame to be considered. And these links here, so this is a description, of course, of the event itself, and then this is a breakdown on how to make a submission for each of the tasks or the scavenger hunt challenges that we've provided a list for. These will link you to the tasks themselves, which are organized based on points. So, of course, you can click on them directly on the left side here. So, if I were to go to this task list, which you'll find is another tab on the top, you can see all the tasks here are numbered and then organized based on points. There's a variety of tasks and challenges, some that vary based on, I mean, perceived, I guess, effort or work to complete the task itself. Of course, however you decide to take on the task itself may actually earn you more than the designated points themselves. So you'll notice that this table here that organizes all the tasks has the description of the task itself, but also a little description for the opportunity to earn up to 5 additional bonus points on top of the designated points for that task. So you can see here that they start with 5 points and then 10, 15, and they go all the way up to tasks that go up to 25 points. So if I were to, let's say I want to map my connection through social media, or I'm looking to create a submission for this task, and I've done just that. I've looked at the description. I know what I need to do. I will either go to the home scavenger hunt page and click 20 points because that's where I'd find my task, or I'd find the message page here and upload whatever it is that I was meant to upload as an individual, if I'm participating as an individual or as the representative from the group. One thing I will mention is it would be helpful for me as a reviewer, of course, to when I see a submission and they're organized within these point tasks, if you were to provide a very brief description or just the number of the task itself, so I know what you're submitting for. So I'll bring us back to the welcome and overview. Again, this is where we'll have our announcements. This is the home information page, and you'll see if you scroll down the rules for this activity itself. So we are encouraging only one submission per participant, or yeah, per individual participant or per team, as I mentioned, and there won't be any doubling of points for repeated tasks. So if we're finding that a group perhaps has done a single task more than once, they will only receive the number of points for a single submission. And as I mentioned, only tasks that are submitted within the time frame of the scavenger hunt will be accepted. And we are really looking for, of course, you meeting the actual description of the task itself, but some of them are meant to be left a little vague because we're looking for people to be creative and have fun and engage with their environments, but also the people, of course, in their local communities. There are some other notes to take from this page, and that is links directly to the monitors of the question tab or the scavenger hunt themselves. So you can click my name here and message me directly through Slack, which you will have access to after you've registered. And just before the kickoff, we'll share that link to the Slack page here. So you'll all have access to it very soon. And if there are any specific questions about the SCBNA in general, I would encourage you to connect with Bernie and you can send him an email or perhaps through Slack. But I think maybe Bernie, you would prefer over email. If he's very busy with the NACCR right now, so I don't know if he's going to be fully engaged in the Slack itself, but I know he's very engaged in email. So feel free to send him an
Email
email.
for sure.
Okay, great. There's also a button here which connects you to another one of our tabs known as key dates. So you can click it and it'll take you to this table, which uh, lists all the dates that would be of importance to the scavenger hunt. So we've actually completed some of these things. We're here March 25th at our scavenger hunt check-in meeting or kickoff meeting. And then the hunt will officially begin April 1st. So it almost looks like we're halfway through. We're definitely not halfway through our special dates, perhaps, but there will be, I should say, a mid-event announcement. And I'm thinking at this point, we will also share the standing or the number of points that maybe I shouldn't say it that way. I guess what we're going to showcase is like the placement of the individual participants or the groups themselves that are participating based on the submissions we've received up until that point, which is going to be May 1st. And then I'll remind everybody through the Slack platform of the final call for all submissions. And then upon completion of the scavenger hunt at the end of May, we will have a few days or a week or so to wrap up and capture all the points from all the submissions we've received. And then we'll follow up with another virtual event to announce the winners. And of course, share the awards. So it's going to be very exciting. And at this point, I will ask if there are any questions. One thing I will note too is there is a separate channel here for anything, any comments or any questions you have at all related to the scavenger hunt. I would encourage you to input them into the questions and comments channel here, as opposed to the welcome and overview, which will be mainly for announcements or other bigger messages for everyone who's participating. But if there are any specific questions that you want to pose to the group, please feel free to share them in the question and comments section. Otherwise, you can directly message me through the Slack itself. Okay, so I did go through that very quickly. I feel like I'm a little out of breath myself. I hope none of you are out of breath following along, but if there are any questions, please feel free to share them with me, and I'm happy to reshare the screen. It's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But hopefully straightforward. And I am hoping that once we have this recording up and posted on the website, you'll be able to refer to this video and ideally use it as a resource to answer any questions you might have.
We also imagine that folks will have questions once they start using the platform. So that is also totally fine.
So the idea is we start on April 1st and we're done by what was it, the 30th?
The 31st of May.
31st of May. Okay.
So yeah, so it's 2 months, which I feel like will fly by.
And we did realize something after we established the deadlines, and that the early bird deadline for the conference is May 1st. But for the winners of the winners of the of the contest, you'll be able to register with the early bird rate and receive the discount as well. We'll actually extend the deadline for all participants in the contest to past May 31st because you'll probably be waiting to see if you get the discount before registering.
Yeah, one thing we're
It's
also,
just because,
oh,
sorry.
go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's just because I'm looking at the Slack on my phone, but I have to manually add myself to the point task channels. I can double check that on my computer as well, but in case anyone looked at it on their phone and didn't know where the channels were, you just have to add them yourself.
Okay, thank you for pointing that out. Yeah, Julia's on our student affairs committee, so she gets early access to the Slack. Yeah, one thing I was going to say was some of these tasks, I'm really hoping for some creative or interesting submissions. And um, we are hoping to highlight some of the submissions that we do receive through the scavenger hunt at the conference itself, either just with a screen, I believe, at one of the stations that we'll have set up for people to take a break or have a place to just sit down during the conference. We're hoping to have a little slideshow for some of the submissions, so that'll be exciting, and we'll hoping to recognize a lot of the work because I was looking at some of the tasks the other night. It's some of them are definitely work, but it'll be very exciting to see what people come up with.
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Okay. Well, then maybe, Ramona, we can make this a really quick meeting. Again, we just wanted to have this as an opportunity for folks to, ask questions if they had any, go over the platform. We'll be adding everyone to the platform over the next few days so that everyone is registered before April 1st. And then after that, it's fair game. We'll be available for questions. We'll be monitoring the platform. And we look forward to everyone's submissions.
And thank you everybody for joining. I know it's a very busy time. So thank you very much.
Thanks for putting this all together.